Okay guys, today we are going for a test drive in a 2023 Model 3. I've got the key card here and we're ready to go for a rip. Do an exterior walk around of the car first. Teslas do have a frunk that you open up from the inside. Pretty good amount of storage space. Pretty similar to the Mustang Mach-e in my opinion. Teslas always have this funky looking front end. I do like how when you're in the inside, the hood drops away a lot. So if you're somebody who doesn't like to see the hood of the vehicle, it slopes down and disappears while you're driving. Aerodynamic wheels. Honestly, the Tesla employee at the dealership didn't tell me anything about this car. Like, I don't know what range it is. I don't know if it's four-wheel drive or two-wheel drive. I just booked online for a Model 3 test drive and this is what I've got. Let's take a look at the trunk space. One thing I absolutely love about the Model 3s is the glass roof, like windshield all the way across the top, 3 pieces of glass. I think the whole rear glass trunk area looks fantastic, but then it's not a hatch, it's a trunk. And it's a pretty good sized trunk. Lots of space. Additional storage space. That's a huge amount of rear cargo room. I think that's the most cargo room I've seen on any sedan, so I can start to see why Tesla people love Teslas. Full power tailgate. And then how do you open up the charger? Oh, I just tap it like that and then it opens up. Oh, was I supposed to do it like that? I don't know. Let's not waste too much time. One thing I find a little bit odd is the door handles. You have to press here and then get your hand over here. The Mustang Mach-e was a little bit easier that I test drove yesterday. Back seats. I have the driver's seat in its position, so my knees are like just touching. I'm about 6 foot, but I noticed in the front seat, these seats are so plush. So the fact that even for the entry-level Model 3, the seats are extremely comfortable, very minimal. 2 USB-C ports here, 1 cargo mat, and I like the way the sunroof is in the middle. There's a center support beam for rollover. And then of course with Tesla being a tech company, they are on the edge with cameras. We got camera here, cameras everywhere. Getting into the inside, yeah, these seats are so comfortable. And there's no start button. Basically, as long as you put the Tesla key fob right here and put your brake on, the car is now on. So let's go, head to the highway, go for a drive, kind of a Mercedes type toggle there. We're gonna head over to the highway, do a little bit of highway driving, do a little bit of backseat driving. We'll talk a little bit more of the Tesla Model 3 and we will test out the infotainment system because it's big. Right now we're in all comfort, minimal mode. We're just gonna do an acceleration here. That's pretty good. I mean, the initial bite, like when you're driving BMWs electrics, it's like rips into it. This one was very smooth into it, but then it kept getting more power as we accelerated forward, so you could really get a feel for it. It's a little odd not having an actual gauge cluster and the fact that everything's over here. I don't mind that everything's over here, but it'd be nice if the car also featured head-up display so that my speed was on my windshield. Being a tech company that Tesla is, I would expect the head-up display to be a standard feature if you're not gonna have the gauge cluster. Like if you want to replace the gauge cluster, give us head-up display. That's one thing that I can't fall in love with the Model 3 is the fact that the speed is small and it's always over here. I'm always looking down to the right instead of looking ahead. Just a projection on the windshield would be perfect, or just give us a normal gauge cluster. But everything is very minimalistic, all shy technology inside the Tesla. Like you have your wipers, you have your transmission controller, and 2 little knobs on the side of the button. I don't even know what these do unless you're in a menu. Everything else is adjustable in here, like the mirrors, the steering wheel. You gotta click into the menu and then adjust these knobbies, and then the Tesla will adjust those settings. Now, I had heard that Teslas were one touch pedal feel. Left turn signal's on and the left rear camera is on for the blind spot. I've heard that these are one touch pedal feel, but I was shown in the tutorial that, you know, there's chill acceleration standard, and then there's also stopping modes, comfort. When she was showing it to me, maybe it's because, yeah, so here when you put it in park, there's hold, there's roll, and there's creep. So that's kind of the difference of the Regen. I don't know if that's full difference of the Regen or just when you're coming to a stop, but if you want maximize range, you gotta go hold. We have different steering modes: sport, standard, acceleration is standard, so that's what that was, standard acceleration. I don't know if this one has autopilot. I didn't ask. Let's test out the navigation. We got a green light. Please don't be someone there. And we are good. Whoa. Holy. This thing gets up to speed really quick. It does always feel like the car really wants to stop, and that's the regenerative braking. You have to keep consistent on the pedal, and that's just something that if you're looking to move over to an electric car, you have to get used to. One thing I'm finding it hard getting used to is this black interior with this light brown wood trim. I think Tesla, I'm not 100% sure, I gotta check the website, but I've only seen black or white interiors, and this would look a lot better with the white. But I'm actually so impressed with these seats. Like, they are so plush and comfortable. For a Model 3 entry model, I'm very, very surprised at how comfortable these seats are. Oh, the highway is completely jammed up. We will not be doing some highway driving on our test drive today, guys. Get a feel for the acceleration here. I mean, it's impressive. I mean, if you're considering this to a 2-cylinder turbocharged engine, yeah, definitely beats it. If you're considering this to maybe a 6-cylinder turbocharged engine, I think it's still a little bit underneath there, but it's so smooth with no gear shifting or anything like that. Let's do another Excel here on the Tesla Model 3. It's fast, but it's not overwhelming. The brakes are very good as well. They keep up with the pace of the car. Wow, I'm genuinely surprised with this Model 3. I could definitely see myself having this as a daily driver, and driving this makes me want to have that. The only thing is just it's so far away from a normal car, and I guess that's what you get with Tesla and you get tech. It's very minimalistic, but if you're like a younger person and like tech is what you're all about, like cool, like there's so many gadgets inside this infotainment system for games. And I know before you can make your a light show available in park, boombox, emissions, so fart on demand, fart on turn signal. What? I don't know why you would want that, but it's there. It is there. I honestly don't know why you'd want that. I don't know what this does. There's so much tech in the screen that you can get lost for days, but Tesla is a tech company. They're not like a normal car company. They are a computer that has wheels, so they can send software updates. Everything in the car is built by them. It's all linked together. While other manufacturers, they get suppliers for parts and different parts and everything like that. So it's a lot harder to customize and edit everything like that. I don't know if these are wireless device charging trays or just a spot to put your phone. And you have a ton amount of storage down here. And then you also have center console storage right here. I do like the fact that there's no on or off button. Basically, you put the Tesla key there, put your foot on the brake and it starts. And as soon as you put it in park and open the door, the car just shuts off. But was it really ever on in the first place? I do love these blind spot cameras, and the security system cameras I think are definitely class leading, and all the manufacturers need to catch up in that regard. There is a decent amount of road noise and a little bit of, I think, synthetic noise for music and propulsion, basically. The climate control menu, so as soon as you tap that, it pulls up and you can direct flow like that, which is pretty cool. Seems to be kind of on par with other manufacturers as far as climate control. Nothing really big or different. It's all the same thing. Heated seats, heated steering wheel, auto everything. Yeah, nothing more of that. Automatically disappears. Yeah, this wood trim, this iPad, it kind of makes me feel like I'm driving an IKEA desk. How it's just all flat right there, but very simplified. A head-up display would make this perfect. I know with pricing it online, the options for getting these are pretty simple. Steering wheel is pretty simple. There's nothing really to look around at once you're in the car. It's like everything is just in the iPad. So let's try to explore this a little bit. So bottom left, is you go into the car's menu. So you have controls for your lights, folding mirrors, child lock, your wipers are on auto. If you want to adjust your mirrors, that's when you go into here, and then you can adjust the scrolls for your mirrors. Steering wheel, same thing. So if you go full power steering wheel, but you got to go into the menu first. So you can't just like adjust the mirrors or whatever like it is in a normal car. You have to go into the settings to do it. So it's a little bit more time to get that done. Recording, steering, Sentry, pedals, we were in that one before. Charging, Autopilot. So I guess this one does have Autopilot. But how do you even turn the Autopilot on? Did I just get a chime to let me know that the light went green? I think it did. I don't know what else that chime would have been for. I do find it very cool on the left side of the iPad screen. You can see the cars around you, and I believe that's probably part of the Autopilot system, but it sees everything that's around you, sees the traffic lights. That is very cool, and definitely why Teslas are selling so well is they are definitely a leader on that side of the technology. They're pretty good to drive too. Like, handling's good, the suspension is like sporty but comfortable, these seats are extremely plush. I can see why a Model 3 is a top selling electric sedan, and every other manufacturer is trying to keep up. Now, as far as sedans go and electric cars, I've driven the i4, which, in my opinion, if you have the money, get the i4. It's a little bit more of a car that has an electric drivetrain, but if you like the tech, the Tesla's better for you. And other cars, you know, I've driven SUV electric cars, but for as far as cars, the Audi e-tron GT was my other comparable, and that is not even nearly the same car. That was like so much power. All right, we're going to turn around and head back. Let's pull in here. Oh, like the handling is fantastic. The car is tight, it's responsive, it does exactly what you want it to do. It's zippy, the acceleration is unparalleled with anything. There's no lag for a downshift, there's no anything, it just goes. It's like a go-kart. This is, after this, I could definitely see myself owning this. Like, just if you're in a rush, like that whole turnaround I did back there, if you're in a rush, the car just goes. If you need to merge on the highway, you need to get up to speed, no problem, just put the pedal down, the car goes forward. No wheel slippage, no anything, it just accelerates forward. Like, if you are even an aggressive driver, this could be a fun car for you. And I cannot stress enough how plush and comfy these seats are. Like, the leather comes up on the armrest too. There's Alcantara in the door panel. Wow, okay, where were we? Locks, lights, display, trips, navigation, safety. And if you want to take that menu off, take it off. But how do I go back to, how do I go back to my navigation? There we go, click that. So now the nav is back up on the right side. If you guys want to see more infotainment, I'm sure there's more videos out there. Don't forget, if you guys made this far in the video, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel, help me out with YouTube's algorithm. And drop a comment down below about what you guys think about the Model 3. Is this a car that you are looking to purchase? Is it something that you think you can even own in the future, or you're interested at some point? Wow, I can't, it sees even the pylons. It registers pylons on the side. So, wow, just wow. Yeah, I'm really blown away. Like, I'm sure you're missing some things if you wanted to get them with other cars. Maybe like 360 cameras it has, but doesn't have the self-parking technology that I'm aware of. No head-up display. Maybe there's, you know, better build quality in different cars. You know, I've heard a lot of things for like gap placements and rattles and stuff, but I mean, this one's a brand new car, so it's been very good so far. It is very simplified. Like, if you were getting your first car and you got a Tesla, and then you're getting your second car and you got something else like a BMW, you'd be like, wow, it feels way complicated, because you're used to it being so simplified. But once you're used to other cars and you get in a Tesla, you're like, wow, it's so simplified. There's almost like no buttons or anything. So definitely an interesting take on the Model 3, but I can't believe it, but I'm gonna say I would say buy one of these for sure. I mean, outside of everything else, just off of pure drive and everything, I would say buy it. Why not? We're pretty much stuck in traffic and I am almost back, so we're gonna end the test drive here. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, please smash the like button, subscribe to the channel. Helps me out with YouTube's algorithm. Drop a comment down below. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you on the next video.